Welcome back. Today, we are going to talk about something that can completely change the way you see yourself and the world around you. Many people spend their lives trying to fit in. They follow trends, copy other people, and hide their real personality just to feel accepted. But here's the truth. Following the crowd does not always lead to happiness. Sometimes the crowd pulls you away from the person you were meant to become. There will be moments when people doubt your dreams. Some will laugh when you try to improve yourself. Others may tell you to stop growing because your growth makes them uncomfortable. But strong people think differently. They stay loyal to their values. They protect their peace. They continue walking their own path even when nobody claps for them. In this video, you will learn powerful life lessons about confidence, discipline, self-respect, and inner strength. These lessons can help you become mentally stronger and more comfortable with being yourself. So, relax your mind, listen carefully, and let's begin. The first lesson is simple but extremely important. Know yourself. Many people never truly discover who they are. They become so busy copying others that they lose their own voice. They copy opinions, lifestyles, habits, and dreams without asking themselves one important question. What do I actually want from life? This question matters more than most people realize, because when you do not choose your own direction, other people will choose it for you. Society will tell you how to think, how to dress, how to live, and even how to define success. That is why self-awareness is powerful. Your values become the foundation of your life. Just like a strong building needs a strong base, your mind also needs strong principles to survive difficult times. Without values, people become easy to control. They change every time the world changes. They lose confidence whenever someone criticizes them. But people who truly know themselves become stable inside. They are guided by purpose instead of pressure. Imagine two travelers walking on different roads. One follows every crowd he sees. He never stops to think. He simply moves wherever people move. The second traveler knows exactly where he wants to go. Others may disagree with him, but he continues anyway. In the end, the second person reaches his destination faster because clarity creates power. When you understand yourself, your decisions become stronger. You stop wasting energy trying to impress everyone around you. You stop pretending to be someone else. And that's where real confidence begins. True confidence is not built from attention or popularity. It comes from self-respect. It comes from being able to say, "This is who I am, and I will not abandon myself just to please others." Think about a young student who wants to improve his future. He wants to study, learn skills, and build discipline. But his friends laugh at him. They tell him to relax and stop trying so hard. At that moment, he has a choice. He can follow the crowd and remain comfortable, or he can stay loyal to his future. The second choice is harder, but it leads to growth. Strong values protect you from temporary pressure. Many people will say, "Everyone is doing it." But remember this carefully. Just because something is popular does not mean it is wise. Large groups of people can still make bad decisions. Many people waste their health, their money, and their time simply because they never stop to think deeply about their actions. Before following others, ask yourself questions like these. Does this choice match my values? Will this help my future? Will I feel proud of this decision later? These simple questions can protect your life from many regrets. Another important truth is this: popularity and truth are not the same thing. Sometimes the right path feels lonely. Discipline may look boring. Honesty may seem difficult. Kindness may feel weak in a harsh world. But strong people continue anyway because they care more about character than attention. The world changes constantly. Trends change, opinions change, people change, but values create stability inside your mind. If honesty is one of your values, you remain honest even when lying feels easier. If discipline matters to you, you continue working even when motivation disappears. This is what real inner strength looks like. And remember, discovering yourself takes time. Spend time alone sometimes. Think deeply about your goals. Write down the kind of person you want to become. The clearer you become about yourself, the harder it becomes for the world to control you. Many people today are emotionally exhausted because they constantly seek approval. They want everyone to like them, but that's impossible. No matter how good you are, some people will criticize you anyway. So stop trying to please everybody. Focus instead on becoming someone you can respect. At the end of the day, you must live with yourself, not with the crowd. The second lesson is this: the crowd changes all the time. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trusting public opinion more than their own values. They follow trends without thinking. They copy whatever becomes popular. But the problem is that public opinion changes every day.
People may praise something today and hate it tomorrow. They may support you one moment and ignore you the next. If your happiness depends on outside approval, your peace will always feel unstable. This is why wise people do not build their identity on popularity. They build it on principles. Look at the world today. Every week there is a new trend, a new opinion, a new way to act. Millions of people immediately start copying it because they fear rejection. They are afraid to stand out. But when you constantly follow outside noise, you slowly lose your own identity. Your mind becomes confused because you no longer know what you truly believe. Strong people understand something important. Attention cannot replace self-respect. Many people receive praise online but still feel empty inside because deep down they know they are living for validation instead of truth. The crowd follows emotions. Strong values follow wisdom. The crowd chooses comfort. Strong people choose growth. The crowd avoids discomfort. Strong people accept temporary pain if it helps them build a better future. Imagine a young woman who wants to improve herself. She wants to read, learn, and build discipline. But the people around her only care about gossip and wasting time. Every day they tell her she is boring. They laugh at her goals. Now she has a choice. She can become like everyone else, or she can continue growing even if people misunderstand her. Most people choose comfort. That is why most people stay average. Successful people are willing to feel uncomfortable for a while because they understand that temporary loneliness is better than lifelong regret. Another dangerous habit created by the crowd is comparison. When you constantly compare yourself to others, peace disappears. You begin feeling behind in life because someone else has more money, more success, or more attention. But life is not a race against everybody else. Your real competition is the person you were yesterday. Some people grow fast, others grow slowly. A flower and a tree both become beautiful, but they do not grow at the same speed. Stop rushing your life just because society tells you to move faster. Real growth takes time. And here's something very important to remember. The crowd usually notices people only after they succeed. At first, dreamers are criticized. Later, they are respected. That is why you should never allow temporary opinions to destroy your future. Sit quietly sometimes and ask yourself one honest question. Am I living according to my values, or am I simply copying everyone else? That question alone can completely change your life. The moment you stop blindly following the crowd, you finally begin becoming yourself. And becoming yourself is one of the greatest victories a person can achieve. The third lesson is very powerful. Learn to say no. One simple word can protect your future, your peace, and your self-respect. But many people are afraid to use it. They think saying no will upset others. They worry that people will dislike them. So they keep saying yes, even when those choices slowly damage their life. They say yes to distractions, yes to unhealthy habits, yes to toxic relationships, yes to situations that drain their energy. And over time, they begin feeling tired, stressed, and emotionally lost. But here's the truth. Every time you say yes to the wrong things, you say no to your growth. Strong people understand that life becomes better when you protect your time, energy, and focus. These things are limited. If you waste them carelessly, your future also suffers. Think of your life like a garden. If weeds grow everywhere, the flowers cannot grow properly. In the same way, negative habits and unhealthy environments slowly destroy your potential if you allow them to stay. That is why saying no is not weakness. Sometimes it's wisdom.
Imagine a young man who wants to improve himself. He wants to wake up early, exercise, study, and build a better future. But every night, his friends invite him to waste time. They tell him to relax and stop being so serious. Now he has a decision to make. He can continue pleasing everyone else, or he can protect his future. Most people choose comfort because they fear rejection. But disciplined people understand something important. Short-term discomfort often creates long-term success. Sometimes you must disappoint others to avoid disappointing yourself. Many people destroy their dreams because they say yes to everyone except themselves. Years later, they regret wasting so much time trying to fit in instead of building their own life. Do not make the same mistake. And remember this clearly. Saying no does not mean you hate people. It simply means you respect yourself enough to protect your peace. If someone constantly brings negativity into your life, you have the right to step away. If certain habits damage your mind, you have the right to leave them behind. If people pressure you to become someone you are not, you have the right to refuse. This is called self-respect. Many people feel mentally exhausted today because they never create boundaries. They allow too much noise into their lives, too much drama, too many distractions, too many people who steal their energy. Without boundaries, your life slowly becomes controlled by other people. But wise people understand when to stay silent, when to walk away, and when to protect their space. Sometimes the strongest thing you can say is, "This no longer matches the person I want to become." That sentence alone can save you from years of regret. Another important thing about saying no is that it builds discipline. Real discipline is not only about hard work, it is about controlling your choices. When you say no to laziness, you build success. When you say no to distractions, you build focus. When you say no to toxic habits, you create a stronger future. At first, some people may not understand your boundaries. They may call you selfish. They may become uncomfortable because they can no longer control your energy. Do not feel guilty for protecting your future. You are not here to destroy your peace just to keep everyone else comfortable. And here's something beautiful about boundaries. When you stop allowing the wrong things into your life, you create space for the right things. Better habits, better relationships, more peace, more growth, more confidence. Strong people understand this deeply. They do not allow every opinion to enter their mind. They do not give their energy to every invitation or every crowd. They move carefully because they know their future depends on what they allow into their life each day.
The fourth lesson is this: being different is not a weakness. Many people are afraid to stand out. They hide their real personality because they fear judgment. They pretend to fit in because they are afraid of rejection. But listen carefully. Some of the greatest people in history were misunderstood before they were respected. People often criticize what they do not understand. If you begin improving yourself while others waste time, some people may laugh. If you become disciplined while others stay lazy, they may call you boring. If you start protecting your peace instead of joining drama, they may say you changed. But changing for the better is not something to feel ashamed of. Growth often makes insecure people uncomfortable because your progress reminds them of their excuses. You were not born to become a copy of everyone else. You were born to discover your own path. Imagine a lion walking among sheep. The sheep follow each other because they are afraid, but the lion walks calmly with confidence because it knows its strength. Strong people are like that. They do not need to follow every trend to feel valuable. They stay true to themselves. Many people today feel emotionally exhausted because they are constantly pretending to be happy, pretending to enjoy things they dislike, pretending to fit into groups where they do not belong. Slowly, this destroys confidence because deep inside they know they are not being real. Real confidence begins when you stop pretending. Accept your personality, accept your dreams, accept your journey. That is freedom. Another important truth is this: different people create change. If everyone thought the same way, nothing new would ever happen. New ideas come from people who are brave enough to think differently. Imagine a young girl growing up in an environment where nobody believes in education or big dreams. Everyone around her tells her success is impossible, but inside she wants more from life. Now imagine if she gives up simply because people laugh at her goals. Her future disappears before it even begins. But if she stays loyal to herself, her entire life can change. This is why courage matters. And remember, being different can feel lonely at first. Some people may stop understanding you. Some friendships may fade away. That can hurt emotionally. But losing unhealthy approval is better than losing yourself. Strong people are willing to walk alone if necessary because they refuse to betray their values. You also do not need to explain your growth to everyone. Some people will never understand your vision, and that's okay. A seed looks small before it becomes a giant tree. Growth is often invisible in the beginning. So continue improving quietly. Continue building yourself quietly. Eventually, people notice real confidence because true confidence is rare. Most people only feel strong when others agree with them. But real confidence means remaining true to yourself even when others disagree. Do not shrink yourself to make insecure people comfortable. Do not hide your dreams because others think small. Do not lower your standards because others lack discipline. The purpose of life is not to fit into every crowd. The purpose is to become the best version of yourself. Some people will support your journey. Others will doubt you. But none of that should stop your growth. Choose courage over fear. Choose authenticity over pretending. Choose values over popularity. Because being different is not weakness. Sometimes it is the first sign that you are becoming truly powerful.